Well, kind of what happens in the basic writing of a song is that Joe and Jim would come over to me and say, "Hey, why don't you guys, why don't you take these basic chord progressions that I've got for this song and kind of just change them around a little bit to make them sound a little different?" Because whenever you're playing a guitar, um, you just only got a couple ways that you can play a chord, and on piano you've got different augmentations and different intervals and different things that you can play to make it sound a little bit different. So there was a particular song on the album called Power to Choose. The song was called Without You, and that was a song that I really enjoyed playing because there were so many really pretty chord changes in it and everything else, to where I could kind of add a little bit of a melody line and everything else to the intro and to the actual chorus of it and everything. So Jim would come to me and say, "Okay, well here's your basic chords to the song," which were like an A minor and a D. And then he would say, "Okay, well just add your own little thing to it." And then I would say, "Okay, well I'm just going to add this little melody line into it." So this is what I basically did, was added a melody line. I just picked out the melody line, like I said earlier. You notice like how I went up to that high D right there on that part to add a little bit of flair and excitement to it. And then he would say, "Okay, well here, this is how the second part of it goes. Would be a C, and then for him it would be a G, which he would go all the way down to the bass note, but for me I would go C, and I'd put the B in the bass to kind of change it up a little bit, and then he said, well then we move on down to a B flat, and then I would even put the D in the bass. I'd go right back to the A minor and then just do my melody line that I created. Okay, basically what I did to write the music for The Lamb off of our Thursday the Salvation Train, basically what I did was I took a basic melody line that I was hearing in my head. I was like, well, I really like that G minor to the F, then to the E flat major, then to the D. I really like that progression. It's almost like kind of like What Child Is This, or Greensleeves. So I was like, I really like that progression, but then I was like, but I want a different melody line to go with it. So what I did was I took the basic chords and I just kind of broke them up into the intro of it, is what you hear on the CD. And then from then on, we just went. I really like that chord right there that I put in there because it's got that D seventh in there. And then we would move on to the chorus, which I kind of tricked everybody. This is what I call my thing that people are kind of like, well, okay, let's just switch keys right in the middle of the song. So then I ended up going to B flat, which was kind of odd for everybody because everybody was like, whoa, that's kind of a weird change. So that was the basic idea behind that song.